DD214 Network Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Welcome to another episode of DD214 Network Podcast. Squillini's not with us here today. He's on traveling duties, but we have our friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Beaudette.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, and we have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
Lots of interesting things, but before that, Chris, how you doing? What you been up to since your last vacation here in the church of DD214?
A lot, man. Life's changed quite a bit. I finished up my platoon sergeant time up at Fort Knox, and now I get a little break down here in Mississippi with 1st Army. It's a unit where I get to go by big boy rules. So
I love that.
For a few years.
Yeah. That's got to be a nice change of pace after fucking over a decade of fuck you on the line, fuck you on the line, fuck you on the line.
Yeah. I've been here for about 6 months now, and I haven't received a single phone call past I think 4 p.m.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that the life?
What was the worst phone call you got as a platoon daddy? What was the worst one? If you can go into a semblance of details, but what was the worst one? Being in charge.
So I don't know if it was what happened. I don't know if it was the worst thing that happened, but when it happened was the worst. It was my wife's birthday. It was about 3:30 in the morning, and there's only one thing you're doing at 3:30 in the morning on your wife's birthday, and I get a phone call that I had a soldier slam into a tree, get out of his car, leave, and pass out on the ground. So I had to, pull out of one situation and pull into a different one rather quickly with that, which wasn't fun. That sucked.
That was the year my youngest, Delilah, when she turned 3. I had never spent her birthday with her ever, up to that point. And we got a phone call that we were getting a platoon recall formation because one of our assholes in our platoon got a fucking Dewey. Mm-hmm. And when I drove up to Pueblo, the other squad leaders were keeping me separate from the assholes that caused the infraction.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to fucking murder them, literally, because we got recalled on it was a Saturday. We got recalled on a Saturday up to Fort Carson because of these fucking shit turds.
Yeah,
and we made them low crawl around the cough, dragging 5-gallon water jugs for a while, hours, literal hours.
Yeah.
And when I say low crawl, I mean low crawl, face to the fucking floor, while dragging 5-gallon water jugs because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
And we got our brother here, Joe Squillini, in the chat. Good morning from vacation.
Yeah, dude. Hope you're having a good time, buddy. We really do.
It's actually funny. Me and my wife are looking at some vacation stuff for November. I have some interesting stuff to kind of input too, man. Yeah. Yes, we do have a guest today from the dungeon. Joe, yes, have fun.
Yeah, from the dungeon. This is our old pal, Chris Beaudette, and me and Chris personally go way back.
Have they not met?
Him and from the dungeon? Probably
no.
Not.
Oh, I thought Squillini and Beaudette.
I don't know if
maybe. I remember we did it. We did an after hour one time.
Okay.
And that shit went on for like 3 hours, and we were all just drinking, and I couldn't tell you anyone who was in it. I'm not even sure if I was there. I may have dreamed it.
I don't know. I don't know if I've recovered from that night, to be perfectly honest.
Well, yeah. I'm still thinking about the time that the one dude talked about buying sex dolls and stuff like that. So
yeah. The dude.
I don't even remember that part, but it doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah, he was the guy. I was like, he's like the best. He looks like he was like the best dressed dude at a Quick Trip at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember who that was, but
yes.
That shit.
Yeah,
those were good stuff. We got to bring those back. We're actually starting to come to a nice little era where we have time. We kind of have time, you know.
We can kind of do what the fuck we want. I mean, that's for sure. And my schedule is almost always open unless I decide to fucking sign up for work. And then even then, it's easy for me to fucking go around when I work. So it's like, yeah.
Are we early?
No, we're
well, I know Jay's not.
All right, Chris. All right. So, you know what it's too early for, Chris? Too early for you to be breaking my balls right now, okay?
too early for my bullshit?
Yeah. I haven't seen you in a couple of years, buddy. Now get the fuck back out.
I know, right? Yeah. All right.
And he's done.
Oh, man. But that's good. How's the family doing?
Good, man. Yeah, we, I was just telling Jay, we were all like real nervous to move here to Mississippi for more than one reason. But, we live down in Biloxi by the beach, and my wife and I
by the beach. Boy.
I know. So we grew up like half hour away from the ocean in New Hampshire, so it's kind of nice to get back to just that kind of environment. And now we have all this free time with my new job, and we've just been able to like really catch back up, and it's been great, man. It really has. Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Biloxi, Mississippi, is that I listened to a live album. I think it was the Family Values tour. And I believe in the track Outside with, Aaron Lewis, which is everybody. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about Aaron Lewis like last week. Mm-hmm. He played Outside in Biloxi, Mississippi. I believe that was the premiere of the song as well. And he came out with Fred Durst, and Fred Durst was like, yeah, Biloxi, Mississippi. Yeah.
Jay's favorite person in the whole world, Fred fucking Durst, right? Like,
dude, I meant to send. Have you seen the video of that dude who makes fun of the new metal, makes fun of Limp Bizkit?
No, but I would love to.
I gotta send it to you. It's like,
I love that
suck
guy.
The dick, lick the balls.
Chris knows very, very well how I feel about a lot of that era's musical abilities, and I would take Slipknot out of that group, and probably literally like no one else. Like all the rest of the bands can fuck off for me, like personally.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's funny you say that. Hold on, let me take off my hoodie real quick.
All right, so
here we fucking go.
Wait, so did you guys?
John. He wants me to have a fucking stroke. I'm okay with that. I do not.
No other good bands came out of that era.
They are not fucking. Deftones is not fucking new metal. Okay,
I understand.
And they're from the fucking.
Let me tell you something.
Deftones is from the 90s. Deftones is from the fucking 90s.
Let me tell you something.
They are not new metal.
Deftones right now are touring with the Mars Volta.
Really?
And
I know.
I hate the fact that I'm going to miss them on April 9th because they're going to be 2 miles away from where I live at Prudential Center, and I cannot make it to the show because it's a fucking Wednesday night and I can't find the babysitter.
Dude, I missed the bus on the Mars Volta until like a few weeks ago.
And Me too. I'm new on them as well.
Yeah.
Hey, are they, John? check on Google for me real quick. Are they coming to fucking Kansas City?
I think they went already, but they are doing a second leg of the tour because their tour right now is fucking. They're doing good.
Yeah.
They're doing good. Now, and I'm a huge fucking Deftones fans, but can we agree to something here?
Sure.
Why Chino's getting old? He's his voice is not as great as it used to be, but we still love them.
Yes, and I want to go back and reiterate that I do not consider Deftones in any regard, way, shape, or form to be fucking new metal.
I'm gonna agree with Jay here for one reason. There was that song that came out on White Pony, the opening track, Back to School.
Yep.
I know you're very familiar with it.
Yep.
If you notice in the re-releases of White Pony, that song's not on the album.
Right. Do you know the story on that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Yeah.
Indulge Jay.
Tell Jay.
So, so pretty much
No, from the dungeon, do not like fucking Corn. Okay, I don't like fucking Corn. I don't like fucking shitty ass Limp Bizkit. I don't like fucking goddamn Linkin Park. I don't like fucking Linkin Park or any of those fucking whiny fucking go cut myself fucking music bands. Okay, okay, like what's up? I cut my rake into like whatever that shit. Fucking
that's Papa Roach, and I like him. I like him too.
Fucking losers too. By the way, anybody that still wears a backwards fucking hat after the age of 30. I automatically distrust. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. Okay, automatically distrust you if you fucking wear your goddamn hat backwards after the age of 30. Talking to you, fucking Durst. Okay.
He doesn't wear the backwards hat anymore. Bullshit. He retired it. He wears a bucket hat now.
Oh, because that's so much fucking.
No,
go ahead, Chris. What was the story?
No, like the joke was like Deftones very much got like sucked into that group, like that group of new metal bands, and like they've like that's why they were like they refused to tour with them, like they never toured with Korn because they didn't want to be associated with like new metal. No, but like when they wrote the album White Pony, and this might be like a 75% truth on accident, but essentially like. The label told them like it's not new metal enough. Like you need to have something that sounds more like these other bands. So last minute they wrote that song in like a day, recorded it the same day, and threw it on the album just to appease the label so they could release the fucking album.
It's such a good song too.
I know, but he hates it. Like they hate it. So that's why like when they re-released like the anniversary or whatever, they got rid of it, and they're like it was never supposed to be on the album. It was like a labelism. Yeah.
They rearranged the order of the tracks too, some of them as well, which was kind of cool and it made sense. But it's nice to see that the band like that, like they released a Lollapalooza live show last year, and man, that was so good. But like you could see, Chino's aging.
We're not getting any younger, John. I got bad news.
No,
I know.
Smash Mouth was right. The years start coming, and they really don't stop coming.
Yeah, But again, it doesn't take away. I mean, even the guitar player, it's not Stephen Carpenter anymore. It's his little brother that plays for Deftones now, and Stephen Carpenter is the recording guitar player.
Interesting.
Yeah,
is it? I thought no.
Yeah,
I know.
No,
I'll have to look into that.
He looks just like they look just the same. Just the brother is skinnier.
Oh shit! I was gonna say that Chino himself has lost like a shit ton of weight.
Dude,
I think he's like
he did.
Well, because fucking all the TikTok girls now are like all about the Deftones. So I think now they have like this second revival.
My oldest daughter got into Deftones like on her fucking own, like on her own, like with no provocation on my part. Like she just found them or had friends listen to them or whatever, and all of a sudden she's listening to Deftones like on her own. I'm like, I ain't fucking saying no.
The last time I saw Deftones, it was such an obscure show. It was in Philadelphia, and me and my boys actually got stuck there that night in the worst part of Philly at the train station because we couldn't get home in the middle of the night. But we went to see, it was the Taste of Chaos tour. Now that was the Used, that was their tour, but it was weird because the Used opened up the show. Then my favorite band came on, Thrice, which they're coming out with the new album this year. Excited for that. Then it was who the fuck was that? Story of the Year.
Okay.
Story of the Year played, and then the Deftones played last. And there was some other band there that I missed. I can't remember who it was, but that like I remember seeing Deftones that night, and I got hurt really fucking bad. And that was like that was the White Pony days. That's when White Pony had just came out. It was like, whoo, it was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. But we
had Deftones always seem to be where I'm not. Like,
yeah.
You never get there.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I've never seen it.
That's how I feel right now with Starset. I'm a huge Starset fan.
That's
yeah.
I worked one of their shows like without like just Jay being typical clueless as fuck as usual.
And you said something very honest. Their music was very radio friendly and appealing, but it was their stage presence and their performance was what like, okay, I could see this 100 times over because this was cool to watch.
And then as I recall, I heavily judge bands and groups and whoever on their fucking fans. Because if I'm working a show, obviously I'm dealing with the fucking crowd, and Starset Starset's fans were in general they were very good fans. So I remember they were very well behaved, didn't have any problems that night. Fucking no complaints on Jason from working a show.
But that fucking band. They must not like New Jersey or New York or something because they never fucking play here. They always skip town. They're in Pennsylvania and then they go to Canada. Like
I'm not gonna lie, John. Like with all due respect, like the East Coast is pretty fucking intimidating. If you're not from there,
but we have
pretty fucking intimidating.
Well, you realize we don't have festivals here anymore. They're all in Virginia, Florida, Ohio. They don't have them in New York and New Jersey anymore.
It's very busy. It's like you're nut to butt with a million other people. The minute you drop in, until the minute you drop out, fucking you are nut to butt with fucking everyone. And it's like it's just for people that aren't from a giant megalopolis like fucking like the Eastern Seaboard, we don't know how to fucking deal with crowd.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm excited this year. August, I'm gonna go see Chevelle.
Oh, nice. Dude, I've seen them. I've seen them twice now. They put on a really good show.
Yeah, new song just came out the other day. They haven't lost their touch, man. They are so good. And they're playing, I mean, one of my favorite places that I've ever been to at a concert, the legendary Stone Pony. You know, if you guys are familiar with it, if you guys are like music lovers or concert goers, then you know what the Stone Pony is. It's like the New Jersey CBGB, you know?
Okay.
And it's very old. It's been there. Bruce Springsteen played there a bunch of times. I've seen so many bands there, but I'm excited to see Chevelle there. You better watch what you say about the East Coast, laughing out loud. What is the East Coast going to do? We're all stoned now.
I know,
We're all stoned.
What are you going to do? Like file out the door, like single file, like when there's like 200 of you guys coming out, like a clown car, and then try to like what are you going to do? Like, what are you guys going to do? There's like you're in like a little box.
Okay, here's the thing. We're not the clowns, though. The clowns are in New York. I'm just saying. Okay? Listen.
Yeah, and they're swinging broken, cheap bats.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to get to that in a second, but I want to keep with the concert theme because we have to talk about something that a lot of people are talking about, and they're talking negatively about it, okay?
Yes.
But you went to Tool in the Sand.
I did.
The Dominican Republic concert that Tool held, 2-night festival, all inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay? Which, you know, and let me tell you something, you know, music lovers, again, if you know Tool, you know Tool. You either love them or you hate them. You know, if you're not a Tool fan, you're most likely an A Perfect Circle fan or possibly even a Pussifer fan, you know? But at the end of the day, it all gets rooted down to Tool. So what was your experience like at Tool in the Sand?
So first of all, take all those articles that are showing up online, everything that you're seeing on these, the metal Facebook pages. Don't fucking get off Reddit. I'm telling you, it was like one of the legitimately most well-organized events that I've ever been to. And I've been to like a few festivals, a few concerts. It was amazing. We had an amazing time. Now, I won't go into like a rant, but what this is stemming from, The second night that Tool played, they replayed 4 songs from the night before. Right? When that happened, there was like, you know, those songs that you play on repeat in your fucking car nonstop. Like, there was like a group of like 3 dudes that got like way too drunk and were like screaming and flipping everyone off, and everyone was like looking at them like, stop being assholes. That was captured in a picture, posted online, and that became the herd mentality of all of us, apparently. That's what we were all doing. And it's just not even, it couldn't be further from the fucking truth. We literally all had so much fun. And now when you go to a festival that is limited to 3,500 people and the show is that fucking big, it is an amazing fucking experience. So, and I'm never going to get to see these bands again in my bare feet in the sand. Like, it was
right?
Fucking incredible.
So 3,500 people, that's it. So 3,500 people. And we're talking, so that's personal compared to what they are probably used to playing, what, 54,000 people arenas?
Well, yeah. Chris told him the reasoning behind why you and your old lady went. Like,
oh, so, well, like you said, John, like you were looking for like a vacation in like November. Yeah. So my wife and I, we were doing the same thing last year. We were like, you know, we went for our 10-year wedding anniversary, and we were like we've done cruises, you know what I mean? And we were like, let's go do like an all-inclusive somewhere we haven't been. And all of a sudden that popped up, and we see,
praise be.
Well, so my wife and I have seen Tool together 4 times in the 10 years we've been married. Primus played at the festival. We've seen Primus. Mastodon played, and we've seen Mastodon together.
I love Mastodon.
And then Coheed and Cambria was there.
Nice.
And like, we listen to them all the time. Like, we love Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah. And they had such a resurgence recently too.
Yeah. So like, it was 3 nights of just like music that we've loved over the last 10 years, somehow all together during like an all-inclusive fucking thing. It was nuts.
And you guys have been married for 10 years.
Yeah.
I remember when we were assisting, making sure Kirsty could get snuck into the fucking barracks.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that you say like you had all these bands that you really enjoyed over these years, and you got to see them in one special event. What's interesting about that is that whenever you go to a concert or even a festival, sometimes depending on the festival day, you have to determine what band you're going to see or which ones you're going to miss, you know?
Yeah.
And with something like this, you have the opportunity of seeing bands that you've been so into the last couple of years in one spot. Whereas you go to a concert, there's at least always one band you never heard of.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. So there was, those are just like the big bands that played.
Stone Vet, thank you, brother.
So those are like the big bands that played, but there were a bunch of smaller bands. Every day it started at about 4 or 5 o'clock, and you were there till about 11. Now, when you went into the closed off area, it was one stage, so you didn't have to worry about missing one band to see another.
Right.
Once you went into the area, there was, in the back, had Porter Potty Village. All up and down the sides were drink vendors, right? And all the drinks were included. Beer, wine, mixed drinks, it's all there. Whatever you want. And every night they had food lined up so you can get food as well. And every night was different options for food.
Cool.
All in the enclosed outdoor area. So once you were in the concert venue, you didn't have to leave for anything.
I love it.
They spaced everything out enough that, you know, 3,500, 4,000 people was around the number we got told, between 35 and 4. It wasn't crowded at all. Everyone had enough space to dance or jump around, have fun. You weren't bumping into each other. It was fantastic. And I mean, like, to hear people say compare it to Firefest, it's like,
yeah,
it's so silly, man.
It's
so silly.
Some of the things I've been reading, and it's so ridiculous. It's just like that the food was bad, that there were people just doing weird stuff. Like, first off, what's your definition of weird? Because there's a lot of different things that people are going to be doing weird on the beach during tour. Do you really think I'm not going to be on the beach making love to my wife while sober's on? Like, right. Come on.
I think some people just like, they enjoy their own fucking misery.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
really, like you spent all that fucking time, all that fucking money to go all the goddamn way to fucking the goddamn Dominican fucking Republic.
Yeah.
Just to fucking cry about it and bitch and moan.
Right.
You little fucking weeping goddamn vagina, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut
the fuck up. A vacation, a concert experience. Was the food was the food included with everything that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, food. Yeah, food. Everything was included. And so we had talked about it kind of before the podcast started. What did I say?
You said you got to be wasted to listen to Tool. Now, I like Tool sober, but I do like when I am intoxicated.
Yeah.
But have you ever listened to Tool on weed?
On weed. We yeah, man. Oh, I was just gonna say something now. I forgot. But yeah, the whole thing was. It was amazing, man. It was so organized, even down to the smallest details. The first day, the merch booth was all line all the way down the lobby. And I mean, like, you were gonna wait for hours. So what did they do day 2? They put up a fucking barcode where you could scan the barcode, order the shirts that you want, and they're gonna mail them to you. So you didn't have to wait in line.
And you didn't have to fucking dick around getting it back home over the airport or whatever.
Yep. Right when you showed up.
Me and Chris have a story about listening to Tool pleasantly squiffed. He had to go to Fort Leonard Wood for army shit, for engineer army shit. And he happened to be at Fort Leonard Wood, and my family was having a small little gathering down by the Lake of the Ozarks, and Chris came out to see me because we hadn't fucking been able to hang out in a couple of years, and so we just drank a lot, and that was when what was the album that came out?
Fear Inoculum.
Fear Inoculum come out, and so me and Chris sat in his car and just listened to the entire fucking album.
Yeah,
pleasantly squiffed. We were not driving today. There was no driving.
No, it was just parked. Yeah, at the campground.
Parked car, just chilling at the lake, fucking in the middle of the night for no fucking good reason except to just chill out and listen to fucking Tool. So
yeah.
I've never got to see Tool, man. I never got the chance to see them. I think like the most I guess band that would be in that like weird mysterious genre would be like 9 Inch Nails.
I've never seen.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw 9 Inch Nails with Queens of the Stone Age and what's that band? Some Falling from the Sky 1979 or some shit like that.
Smashing Pumpkins?
No, not Smashing Pumpkins. No, the band. The title has 1979 in the title. I can't remember the name for some odd reason. But yeah, that was a cool show. That was actually. I went there. I was stoned off my rocker and I forgot 9 Inch Nails was going to be there. And we were about to leave after Queens of the Stone Age. And then everyone wasn't leaving. We were like, wait, why is everyone wearing a 9 Inch Nails shirt again? Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I saw 9 Inch Nails at a festival and they were fantastic.
Do you guys think Tool music is just one run-on song?
No. So, long story.
That's a question, though.
Very, very long, short story from Jay. Like, Tool's been around obviously since the fucking 90s. Like, I actually own a Tool shirt that is over 30 years old at this point, and it's like it's just now starting to become like de-threaded. You know what I mean? But it's like the shirt belonged to my best friend who unfortunately passed away. But before it belonged to him, it belonged to his older brother, and it's from the Anima fucking tour.
So it's an original.
It's an original. It's the wrench that looks like a dick and balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's got the giant cock and balls on the back. It says Tool. Like I have that fucking shirt, and it's older than it's close to almost older than both of you. Folks.
I love those like tour exclusive like items. You know what I mean? Like I saw a band that had their first American tour here, Normandy, and I have a signed CD up there. And it's just like that specific edition of that CD is like that tour specific only. So like you can only get that one if they did that tour. They'll probably put it up in their shop or something. But like I have it. It's like even with like an exclusive T-shirt. I've been to 6 Ozfests. I wish I still had all those Ozfest T-shirts, man.
I've gotten rid of some shirts that would probably fetch some money now on the internet. I've just straight up gotten rid of them at various junctures.
Turn it into a quilt.
I've got like a plastic bucket like filled with like all those old concert shirts. And actually here in like a week or two, I should be getting the one from Tool Live in the Sand. They had like a specific shirt made just for that event. So me and the wife both got one. Yeah.
So the last I saw Tool a couple years ago now, up in Omaha, Nebraska. But that was a great fucking concert experience, and it was the first time I've ever seen Tool where they had they had seating all the way to the fucking stage. Like there was seating, like you sat down to watch Tool. Like people sit down to watch Tool now, which made me feel old as shit. You know what I mean? But because there was no general admission, it was like you were seated. Like but it was more of an experience. So it wasn't. Yeah. You know. It wasn't
when you go to a Tool show, the focus isn't on the band members like at all.
It's art. It's all the art, music, and
Well, and that's the thing about Tool. They have the fucking the screens and the lights and the lasers, and it's like, you know, that's why
man.
Yeah, dude, the first night of Tool Live in the Sand, we were like pretty much front row for Coheed and Cambria because I've loved that band since I was like 14. And then like when Tool came on, I said to my wife, I was like, all right, let's go to the back. And everyone's like, Tool's about to come on, you're going to the back. And I'm like, yeah, that's the best place to see them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hard agree. Like, you don't need to be front and center watching Tool. You want to get the whole goddamn noodle. You need to be a comfortable distance away, and then you get the fucking better acoustics. You know, so you're not getting fucking sonic blast, fucking fuck your face. You know, at 5 feet. You know what I mean?
Well, what I realized too is I've seen Tool 8 times now.
Woo!
I've never seen them outside. So like when those lights and lasers are going off, like, dude, they're shooting out like 2 miles behind you. Yeah. And like when the shit's like going out over the sand in the ocean, it's like so fucking sick. It was a great time, man. It was a great time, man.
Now, my last question. I know Maynard has a thing about people with their cell phones out. What was the situation like? Did they have you guys put your cell phones in a lockbox? Did they not even bother? Did you see anybody?
They didn't bother with any of that. And it was on the beach too. So like during the day when they were doing sound check, you could just go out. You couldn't go into the gated area, but you could just stand right outside the gated area and watch them all do sound check. They didn't care.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And would they perform a song while doing sound check?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. What did they play? So
sound checks are special, man.
I think it was oh, Jay, you're gonna kill me. The fucking one on Undertow. The sex one.
Prison Sex?
Prison Sex, thank you.
Sex.
Yeah.
Prison Sex is a good one.
Yeah.
With all this shit, blood, and cum on my hands.
Yeah.
We have a question. How do you guys feel about Gene Simmons canceling his tour and Kiss coming back for one night only in Vegas?
Who?
I've got a care around here somewhere. I guess.
You know, there's also the there's Ozzy Osbourne. You know, he's doing that major show one night only.
They're gonna drag his fucking corpse up onto the fucking stage, dude, and like make him fucking sit in a goddamn rocking chair.
Fuck Kiss.
It's not, and there's nothing really wrong with Kiss per se, but like. These bastards are fucking geriatric at this point. To me, it's like keeping motherfuckers in Congress,
dude.
It's like just fucking hang it up, dude. You're too old to fucking rock and roll at this point, dude. Okay,
dude. So I went to Louder Than Life a couple of years ago in Louisville, Kentucky, and I think it was night 2 or 3. For real,
Bear.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bear. Thank you.
It was like night 2 or 3, and Kiss played, and we were just like, we're already here. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just watch them. Dude, they blew our fucking minds. Now,
I've heard a good show. I have heard a good show.
They do. Is it like mainly like them prancing around with fire and shit during like pre-recorded Kiss songs?
Sure.
Yeah. But it's like Barnum. It's like the best Barnum and Bailey circus you've ever been to. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like ICP. You know what I mean? Like you know what you're fucking getting. You know what you're
like am I gonna pay $300 a ticket to go see it? No. But part of a festival, dude?
Why not?
It was a fucking blast. You know what I mean?
I could see that. I could see that.
Did you get reception in the Dominican Republic?
So it was at the Hard Rock in Punta Cana Resort. The entire resort has Wi-Fi. So whether you're outside, you're at the pool,
awesome.
No matter where you are, you get Wi-Fi. Now what Verizon did, we got like a charge for roaming, but when we landed, my phone automatically tried to connect. So, but when they saw that I didn't use like any data at all, like they just took the charge off, so it wasn't a big deal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but like
you can't go wrong with that.
No, the resort itself has Wi-Fi everywhere you're at. So it was nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, man, overall, great experience for you. You have no complaints.
Not a single one, man. And
the internet needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, every detail, dude, down to checking into your room was like immaculately thought out.
That's awesome.
Like we thought it was gonna be a line going out the front door to fucking check into your room. Nope. They rented out one of the whole conference rooms and filled it with computer sign-ins. So
smart.
Yeah. So they had booths in the middle. That's where you checked into the Tool event, and then they lined up computers all down the conference room wall, and you just went to one of them, spoke to the person, they gave you a wristband. It was like a 10-minute process. I mean, everything about it was thought
incredible.
out. Yeah, everything about it was thought out, man. It was really a good time.
Other people are gonna bitch about it, though, John. Don't forget, all the fucking whiny crybaby fucking titty baby bitches, dude. Are fucking,
you know what's interesting though? How every content creator, news source or whatever, they haven't spoken to anybody who was in there and actually had something nice to say about it. You know, this is the first time that I'm hearing something positive about this Tool experience, and it breaks my heart because you know,
content creators got nothing better to do, bro.
Yeah, and you want to know, for a band like Tool, they didn't need to do that.
No,
they didn't need to do that, and they did it.
Clicks. They knew they would get clicks off of it, so they sit there and sell their fucking souls. You know what I mean? To fucking get clicks on making their fucking dog shit fucking content.
They make all their revenue based on the clicks, and you're not going to get any more clicks to the metal community than pissing off Tool fans. You know what I mean?
I mean, Jesus Christ, how many falling in reverse headlines am I gonna see? You know what I mean? There's so much drama in that community, and then you have bands like Tool playing to me, 3,500 is personal for me, for them.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave this thing up there. John? My light keeps on falling off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we talked about. I'll end this on one more thing. There was a thing going around that Tool's there's a lawsuit happening.
Yeah.
So the lawyer who started that whole lawsuit was in attendance at the show.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
What I can't imagine is that he's not trying to make a buck off of this whole fucking thing and represent people that were there.
Surprise, fucking shiesty lawyers being a fucking shiesty lawyer, huh?
Right.
Fucking shocker.
Yeah.
I bet you money that lawyer's got a YouTube channel too.
I know. Dude, we met the coolest fucking people there. Everyone was so nice. No one talked about politics. No one talked about anything other than just how much fun they're having. The pool parties every day where they're just blasting fucking music. Everyone's dancing and drinking, talking to complete strangers, and it was the best environment, man. It was a really, really good time.
What'd your kids do while you guys were frolicking in the sand?
So my mom flew down. She watched the kids for a few days.
Dope.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it was like a family vacation.
It's just me and my wife.
Oh, okay.
And my mom flew down to watch the kids here in Mississippi.
Oh,
while me and my wife went. Yeah,
makes sense. David, we went through that before. I think, and I want to say though, I have to repeat it. I thought it was the best thing. That makes sense. If you listen to a song, sometimes you listen to it 5 or 6 times straight, and I just don't think it was any different than doing that for the show. You know what I mean? I just think same sets. The thing is, their songs are 8 minutes long. they don't have a vast catalog like the Deftones or Thrice or you know what I mean?
Fucking Dave Matthews Band. Like fucking
they have 5 albums in 30 years.
Yeah, fuck you from the dungeon. Fuck you. Okay.
So all right, so we now I have another interesting thing that I'd love to talk to about. We all love baseball here, and yesterday, you know, it's open. I missed the game yesterday. Bear wrote to me yesterday, was like, "Are you watching this game?" And I'm like, "What? The Yankees are playing right now?" He was like, "Yeah." He goes, "The score is 20-7."
They literally they hit
4 home runs in the first fucking inning.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Now,
it was like 3 home runs in the first 3 pitches or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Here's the funny part about that. Nestor Cortez this is his first game playing as a Milwaukee Brewer after being sent there from the New York Yankees. So think about how that looks for the guy playing against his own homies on his first day, and the first pitches that he throws are all home runs.
Right.
And you know,
what are you gonna do?
Shit.
That's baseball.
Holy shit.
I mean,
but then there's another conversation between people like Aaron Judge, Volpe, I forgot who the other one was. It Chisholm, about this. Are you tracking this, Jay?
I saw something on the internet about it, and I did not read the article.
Yeah.
What's the what's the skinny?
Look at the bat, dude.
Yeah, I can see the shape is definitely not your traditional. Is it legal? Is that a legal bat?
So after doing some research, it does fall into the legal requirements. It's in size, no cupping on the cup. You know, everything is where it's supposed to be. But they've made it so that the wood, you see where like the logo is, there's more solid wood there than there normally would be. So that's where you would normally hit the ball, and you know, bless you.
I was gonna say that they like changed the center of gravity on it almost.
Yeah.
Like shifted it. Yeah.
I don't know much about weight, but the sizes are all good. Everything is there. But now, like, I mean, I need to ask you guys what. I'm a diehard Yankees fan. You guys are for your respective teams. What are your thoughts on this on the outside? You know, because if like me, I almost kind of feel like this kind of came out of left field. These new bats.
I'm not familiar. Yeah. I would literally have to do a little bit of research on my own and have to get back to you on it, because like I literally just saw this. Like I said, it was like a blurb.
Yes, we do.
Somewhere on the internet. I didn't even look at it. I've been chasing my team here in Kansas City the last couple of days, watching them play. They fucking gave up their season opener on a really, really fucking shitty base running play in the 8th inning. We probably should have won that game, but we ended up fucking winning yesterday. So I was happy with that. So I think we're 1-1 right now.
Yeah. Boston's 1-2.
Yeah. How's Boston looking this year, Chris? Are they looking? Have you paid much attention?
I watched the home opener. Just the last few years in general, they've been struggling, man.
Yeah.
With this freaking bat though, I think if the Yankees had put down like 3 or 4 runs that game, no one would even care.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I like, we'll see. Are they playing tonight? Like, if they use that shit tonight or tomorrow, like, if there's consistency there with like 20-run games, I think then it's going to become an issue. I think we have to see if this is like a one-off experience.
Yeah, they played today at 1:30.
Yeah, so like we'll have to see, like, you know.
Today's the 30th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Then we're playing in a couple hours then.
Yeah.
I'll probably go to my local watering hole and fucking watch the Royals game today after we get off the podcast here.
Yeah, and like Bear wrote to me and told me about it. I had to look at the highlights, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And what the fuck was Nestor Cortez thinking, losing all those pitches to home runs in the first part of the game too?
I know. Yeah,
like I don't want.
I remember So we talked about this on the podcast, obviously, and it was last season, but when the Royals made the playoffs and then we beat the Orioles in the wild card round, they did Bear. They played good ball both games. That our home opener we really should have won, because we ended up tying in the ninth and going to extra innings and then losing in extra innings. But then what happened was, in the eighth inning, we had no outs, runners on, I think, first and second. And then there was a little bloop in the infield. And it ended up turning into a double base running error. And instead of having runners on second and third with one out, we ended up with a runner on first and two outs. And, that was in the eighth inning. We did come back and tie in the ninth. So that was a good sign. We putting bats on the balls. Okay, we're doing some of the right things with that. The base running, the error, like the little leaguer in me was like cringing. I was like, this is like fucking day one shit, guys. Like, what you're the motherfucking professionals. You're at the top of you made it to the fucking show, okay? And we're running bases like fucking kindergartners, okay?
Yeah.
Like what the actual fuck. Yesterday they played a much better game. Yesterday, a lot more. It was a lot more short up. It was God damn. I didn't
even know
he's on one day talking shit about KC, talking shit about Boston. Like, okay, from the dungeon. I see you, homie. I see you, dude.
How do you feel about Miami?
For Rob Zombie of all people.
No, wait a minute. Rob Zombie. I didn't even know Rob Zombie was from Boston.
I don't know.
I had no idea. I mean, Aerosmith, I don't think there's anything great about them, but they're good.
I mean, they lasted for quite a while. I mean, they made it from the 70s all the way into the 90s, and we're still going pretty strong in the 90s.
Didn't they just do their final tour recently?
Who the fuck, dude? Who knows?
I think they were supposed to, but
it didn't happen.
Yeah, he ended up burning like a hole through the back of his head with more cocaine or something.
Yeah, that part.
That friendly white powder will get you, kids.
I know.
Yeah. Now here are some things I'm thinking about at the moment. So there is no way right now that every team in the MLB is not talking about this. And there is no way that they're at least not trying to figure out how to at least get a contract with this bat maker, because Louisville's not the head bat maker anymore. I don't know who is at the moment.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
It's not Louisville though. But it makes you wonder, are we going to see more teams with this bat? You know, are we going to get, if so, if it spreads, are we going to get exciting baseball? You know?
Well, here's the thing. Even if the bats kind of work, kind of like you're saying, even if that was true, they probably should do something, because pitching has taken over baseball again.
Yeah.
And it has become a pitching duel damn near every game.
Yeah.
And you're talking like nobody pitches complete games anymore. Complete games are gone.
Yep.
No one pitches 9 innings anymore. Even if they have a fucking no-hitter, they take them out. They take the pitchers out. Nobody
in some cases you're getting 3 pitchers a game.
The game is fucking shifted. And you can, it's basically a pitching duel, and you're just waiting to see which pitcher is going to fuck up first and allow runs to score, basically.
Yeah.
And what I do like that baseball's done is they added the clock, and I think that has tremendously improved the product, where we're not sitting there for 2 minutes every time in between every pitch.
I'm still kind of on the fence with that. I do enjoy not having to wait as long, but I also don't like a rushed pitch either. You know what I mean?
They seem to have gotten fairly
adjusted.
And honestly, quite easily. Like, they still have 20 seconds between pitches. You know, they've got time. What were you going to say, Chris? I'm sorry.
I like the pitch clock when I'm watching a game at 6:00 at night on like a Tuesday, and it becomes like a 2.5 hour game.
Yeah, instead of like three hours, go fuck yourself.
Right, but now
we went to, Jay, that we were at the stadium till 1 a.m.
Yes.
Right, but now on the flip side of that, I took my son to a game. Yeah, we went to a Red Sox game when we went home one time, and the game was like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, like you used to almost spend like the whole afternoon at the ballpark, you know?
Yep.
Now, luckily we got there like an hour and a half early. So we did all the cool stuff like around the outside of the field and, you know,
because all
but
the
the game
modern
itself-
stadiums, the modern stadiums right now, they're museums right now. They're beautiful. Like
Yeah.
you go to the stadium and you have stuff to do before the game. It's great.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, Chris, we never made it to Kaufman, did we? We did.
I don't think so. No.
You've never been to a Royals game, have you? Like,
No, but back like when I lived over there, no one wanted to go to a Royals game. So it was
I mean, what are you gonna do?
I have
you know, on the flip side of that too, really the Royals were probably in our budget, you know, probably $10-15 tickets.
yeah.
We
You
could-
know,
It
I
happens.
do.
When they're losing, it's you
Yeah.
can pretty much walk up to the gate and buy a ticket and fucking damn near sit anywhere you fucking want.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
I will
Sox,
say-
Sox are the same way a few years ago.
All my years being a baseball fan, and I never got to sit behind home plate until me and Jay went to Kaufman. And I will always live like in that moment. Like that to me, like sitting behind home plate and seeing like Aaron Judge like 50 feet away from me.
fucking do
Yeah.
you
Like that,
and
that was
23
surreal.
feet tall. Yeah.
yeah. You know, that it was I will always live in that moment because like I never got to do I always got to sit in the nosebleed where the baseball players look like ants and stuff like that.
Right.
Actually
we
this
had
is
a good time that night. We did.
yeah, so we'll move on. I got some nerdy stuff I want to bring up to Beaudette real quick because I know we always get into our comic stuff, but this is actually interesting. I saw this. What do you guys think about the new Hulk Hogan drama where his ex-wife was saying that the daughter never invited them to the wedding or showed them the grandkids and she's still pissing and moaning?
That whole family's fucked, dude. Like,
Yeah, like I mean,
talk about a fall from grace, dude.
isn't
Yeah.
it funny that once you have a reality show, it's just downhill from there?
I know.
Anybody with a mentality that wants to do a reality show, I have to imagine like there's a lot more skeletons in that fucking closet.
Yeah.
That's, like who would put themselves on fucking camera?
Hogan's a mess right now.
Dude, he's out of touch. He's old as shit, and he's just ruining his legacy. Like I don't think he's gonna have much of a legacy left by the time that once the dust settles.
Yeah,
he's pretty much shit all over his legacy. You know, it's kind of like Metallica, dude. Like clearly 1980s wrestling would not have become what it became without Hulk Hogan.
Mhm.
We can easily say that it's bona fide. It's true. Hulk Hogan's also a piece of shit.
yeah.
So like both things can be true. Both things can be true. And now you hear some of the stories of other wrestlers that were around him in WWF and WCW before everything was taken over by WWE. A lot of the backroom stories are coming out. The locker room stories are coming out that the dude was just kind of a piece of shit the whole time, you know. And what do you say to that other than I'm not surprised. And now his fucking wife, his ex-wife's a fucking piece of shit. Not surprised. You know what I mean? Like,
Isn't the son's a piece of shit? The daughter's a piece of shit. They're all.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I haven't followed any of that. I don't know if I'm even tracking. I don't know. I could kind of care less about.
Yeah, did you know that Hogan was still alive?
Yeah. Usually, like, dude, my algorithm's so fucked. If it's not like a Hulk Hogan like brother meme, like, I don't get anything else.
He's on a downhill trend, Chris. He's on a downhill trend.
Yeah. Speaking of beer, I'm a seltzer boy, man. Jay, I can't stop drinking them.
You're not going to see me fucking shit.
I know.
Like,
I've been drinking. I'm drinking again, Beaudette. I'm a bona fide seltzer alcoholic.
Are you?
Yeah,
man. I've been cutting back a lot. Like I drank at the Tool thing. Went 2 weeks without a drink.
I mean, you when you go to something like that, when in Rome,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't know.
I've had to cut back. They had to do a sonogram on my fucking liver recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got fatty liver apparently. So,
yeah, probably.
is it from the drinking or is it from the medication the other medications that they give me? Because like my liver still has to fucking process like literally anything, right? So it's like, is it from column A or is it from column B? You know,
Yeah.
and thanks to Mother Army, you know, I have a slight beer drinking habit, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
but,
here.
well, it's like I go 2 or 3 days a week now without imbibing, and when I do it, and when I do imbibe, it's usually not quantity wise, it's usually not that much per se.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I spent the first 40 years of my life functionally in very good shape. You know, at whatever age I was in very good shape. So it is like, to me, it's the question of, well, I can get sober for 6 months, and then what are you going to tell me when my liver's still fucking fatty in 6 months?
Yeah.
Quit,
Well, here, man,
quit drinking.
where I'm like, my daily life is now work at 9:30. We don't do PT. You do it on your own. And I'm home by like 2
Fuck
o'clock
yeah.
most days. I'm
I love that.
I'm home by 2 o'clock on most days.
Yeah.
And that's like if I go to the gym, I'm home by 2 o'clock after my hour drive home. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I choose not to go to the gym, I'm home by 12:30.
Right.
So like it when I first got here, it was kind of tough, like really just because of boredom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm in Biloxi, it's a tourist area. There's craft beer fucking everywhere.
Right.
So I would just sit there trying them all.
Are you like me? Like even like when I'm home, I drink less when I'm at home. So it's like if I go to the watering hole, sure, I'll have a few fucking pints. I call the fucking Uber driver. I go home, make my dinner.
Going home singing Waterloo.
Yeah, like feed the cat, go to bed. But when I'm home, I got fucking beer sitting in the fridge and it stays there for a couple days usually.
Yeah. Well, my favorite thing to do here is I'll take my bike on a ride down the coast.
I'm gonna be right there with you from the dungeon here pretty quick. Apparently, like my doctors are starting to like grind their teeth every time they see me, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'll do sobriety standing on my head, but you better give me a real fucking good reason. Is it the fucking alcohol or is it the goddamn other drugs that you're fucking putting me on? Like I'm on fucking blood pressure medication now, fucking folic acid, fucking bullshit, fucking. There's a list. There's a list, and if I gave them their choice, I'd be on a lot more. So is it the fucking 3 to 6 beers that I have, you know, when I buy, or is it the other medication? Like,
especially when it's like when you drink like Bud Lights and shit too. It's not like a real heavy.
No, I've been on a big Yingling kick since they finally started selling it out here.
Oh yeah,
I've been on Yingling, but even Yingling isn't. Again, when I imbibe, when I go to my watering hole, boys and girls, if you ever visit Kansas City, like, yes, Jay will have a fucking pint with you. Do not expect to see Jay drunk. I'm getting long in the tooth, and I do not celebrate like I used to. So it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare for me to actually get twisty. You know what I mean? Like I got a little twisted. I got a little twisted on Friday, but it was because for some reason at that night everybody wanted to fucking buy me drinks. You know what I mean? Like that was the first time I would say I've been like drunk in probably a couple months.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Like I get right up to about where I start to buzz, and that's usually about the time I'm either drinking or ordering my last drink and tabbing out. It's like right when I get to that little buzz level. Cause like I said, I come home, I fucking turn on the video game, smoke a little weed, you know, and I'm feeding the cat, feeding myself, and going to bed. You know what I mean? So yeah, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing from the dungeon. My diet would not indicate, you know, like I don't eat a lot of fucking greasy shit.
Oh yeah, I eat a lot of pizza. I eat pizza every day. I'm fucked.
Enjoy it while you can, John, because like I already know what these motherfuckers are gonna tell me. They're gonna be like, Can you get sober for us? I'll be like, yes, I can get sober. What are we gonna do in 6 months when we come back and I still got the fucking problem? Because if I get sober for 6 months and I come back and I got the same problem, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep fucking drinking after that because you're fucking wrong. Find out what the actual problem is. Stop putting the goddamn cart before the horse. I was like, well, dude, you know, I got nothing but respect for medical professionals. I know it's not my forte. That's not the job that I had. I didn't go to fucking school for 8 million years to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, John, you heard me bitching about it the other day. It was, I went to go, you know, I finally got to see an actual shrink at the VA. So like I go, we all know I go to therapy all the time.
Holy shit, you saw a unicorn.
Well,
literally. That's a unicorn.
John, it took me 9 fucking months.
Yeah.
Just to get seen, right? Just to get seen. Our second Second goddamn fucking appointment together. Second time me and this dude have ever fucking conversed. He's like, well, do you think you might be okay? Would you be okay with or possibly being going in inpatient? And I'm like, inpatient. I'm like, motherfucker, I live in a quiet ass fucking house by myself, dude.
You're already an inpatient.
I'm already fucking inpatient here, motherfucker. Like,
this is the most at peace I'm ever gonna be.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, you think I need a fucking meadow and like go frolic with horses and a fucking pond? Motherfucker, there's a meadow and a pond across the goddamn
and read Rorschach cards all day.
They wonder if my goddamn blood pressure's fucking all high. It's like, can we not put the fucking cart in front of the fucking horse, dude? This is as peaceful as life gets for me right now. My children are being cared for in Denver, in Denver, Colorado. They're flourishing. They're having what seems to be a great time with their mother. I'm not saying no to that. And they have a house. They have a house waiting for them here with their bedrooms. Waiting for them here whenever they decide to return or visit or whatever. That's fine. But what in the finger fuck am I going to do inpatient? Like, I already go to fucking therapy every week, multiple times a week. Okay. I live in a very low stress environment, functionally low stress environment. Like, what in the fuck do you want me to be inpatient for, motherfucker? Yeah. Like, what do you really think is like good is that going to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I know I might have, what would you call it, Chris? An element of the crazy, but it's not something that is, aggressively fucking active. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have my issues, sure, but it's not this crazy, like whatever. And to have somebody ask me that the second time they fucking meet me is like, it's kind of a fucking slap in the face where it's like, are you just trying to get rid of me? You know what I mean? Like, are you just trying to get rid of me? I
don't remember her name. I was seeing this fucking behavioral health specialist. Fort Knox is very small, so like their behavioral health office gets very backed up. So what they do is they put you do like a Skype thing with someone, right? Dude, I don't know if she was just like the worst at her job. It completely like put me off on even doing it. Like I would make like the next appointment, and by the time I was ready for that appointment, I was more pissed off knowing that I had to fucking talk to her again.
Right.
Dude, she would there were times where I would like log in for my appointment and she just like would not come on, and then would email me like hours later like, oh sorry, I had to take care of something. And I was like, yeah, it was me, dumbass. Like, you know what I mean?
Where we at, bitch? Like,
yeah, like I don't know if she just like didn't think I was going through shit or what, like just didn't believe me. She was like, oh, I'm a low priority fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 32 with gray hair. Okay, like I was stressed the fuck out. Like
32 with gray hair and a fucking and a whole ass platoon to fucking worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get it.
That's fucking hard body shit right there too. By the way,
well, it's fucking it's just one of those like it really makes you feel like you're not being listened to, and it hurts my heart because I know the doctors care. I know my therapist. I know my therapists care. I know the shrinks care. It's not a lack of care on their part. It's just like you're barking up the wrong part of the tree. Yeah, like, that's not the part we should be talking about. What we should be talking about is like where does some of these traumas come from? What can I do? What can I do when I have these moments of extreme distress and agitation, which unfortunately for me sometimes happen daily. You know, and it gets rough. That's the best way I can put it is it gets fucking rough.
Yeah. And like you said, dude, like I'm not a medical professional. Apparently she was, but like, like, so like I grew up like most of my life without a dad. So like a lot of times I struggle with being a dad myself. You know what I mean? Because I just never really had that, so I'm just like, am I doing this right? Am I being a little too harsh?
No, you're doing.
You know what I mean?
You're doing it right, Chris.
I appreciate it, man. But like,
you really are, yeah, man.
I've been watching you for a while. You're doing fine.
Well, thank you. But like, she didn't touch on anything with my dad. Like, you mean to tell me there's not something in there that's
like, well, yeah, it's been like lodged in that bitch like since fucking childhood and like
right
scrap, dude. if you really, I don't want to terrify you, Chris, but wait till you get out, dude. Like the shit that bubbled to the fucking surface. I'm talking like within 6 months of ETS, just bubbling to the surface like so much, like so many fucking like beer fucking bubbles. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I got out, as soon as we fucking finally made it to Kansas City, I'd be sitting in the fucking basement at my former girlfriend's house where we lived at the time, and just like, well, where the fuck did that fucking come from? Like I haven't thought about that in fucking years. Some of it was Army, some of it was not Army, some of it was so far pre-Army that I was like, the fuck? Like I haven't been to Tucson in fucking years. Why am I thinking about that dumb shit? You know what I mean?
One of my best friends, when he got out of the Navy, he's like, dude, I spent 6 years in the Navy, and when I got out, I like remembered who I used to be all of a sudden. And he's like, I didn't realize I wasn't myself the whole time I was in. Because like you're in the military, you're forced to kind of put on a different face.
And we do change. Like kind of like that Deftones song, I watched you change. Like, yeah. But yeah. He's both. But he has his preferences though.
Yeah. Right now, PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox, but I play my Steam Deck more than anything.
Steam Deck is great. Well, while we're transitioning to some nerdy stuff, we had a cool conversation about some reading material. And I was talking about that there was some stuff that got me back into comic books. I know every time I see you, I gotta tell you about some comics I'm reading. And I found this, it's a new series that just came out. It's called the Absolute series in DC. I don't know if you've heard about it or know anything about it, but
no, I haven't heard anything.
So I'll save the best for last. All right. Wonder Woman's a demon.
Nice.
Okay.
Superman is humanitarian as fuck. Like even more humanitarian. And Batman is poor. Doesn't have his wealth. He doesn't have a butler. Alfred does exist, but I'm not going to spoil that for you. But the only thing about Bruce Wayne is that he's about the size of a fucking football player at the age of like 21, which is absolutely insane. But like I got this new, I just picked them up. This is the foil cover variant for Absolute. This motherfucker. Hang on. There we go. This is the foil cover for Absolute Batman #1. And this is a Batman even Jay would like.
I definitely like when he's not rich. Yes.
So not both of his parents are dead. That's another thing. One of them is dead. He's not, really, he's not wealthy. But the interesting thing here is that if you notice here, he has an axe on his hand. And it comes out of his chest piece.
Does he kill?
He incapacitates them to a point where he leaves them borderline death, but he still doesn't kill them. His weapon stuff is cool because he has daggers that come out of his ears, and he stabs people with them.
That's cool.
He's got the axe, and it's a great storyline. I mean, there's 6 issues right now. Yeah, he's crazy. The Joker doesn't look like a clown. He doesn't have like the makeup and stuff like that. But they call him the Joker because he never laughs.
More of an ironic name.
Yeah. But I've got all 6 issues right here. Actually, one of the plastics are ripped. Actually, beautiful set. But the Absolute series, dude, I promise you, will bring you back to comics. Like it is so interesting.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah,
I haven't read comics in, I couldn't tell you how long now. I got big. I was one of the rare dudes who liked the New 52 when it started. I didn't really keep up with it.
I liked it too. It too, especially since it was connected with like the Watchmen universe, and Dr. Manhattan had something to do with that whole thing. I was like, yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
I was a fan of it. I have no issue, but I don't know what led to this. You know what I mean? Because like, we had Earth 1, and that series was pretty good, but it failed miserably, like worse than the Eternals did. And and we got the Flash over here, but they're rewriting all these stories into a more grounded way, like Bruce Wayne being poor, not having a butler. Shit.
That was like the Telltale Batman series. I love that twist where you find out that Bruce Wayne's dad was actually a piece of shit with ties to the mob.
Yes.
That was like a really cool, like creative thing that they did. I thought that was neat.
I like that
Yeah.
they kind of brought that into like Jay hates the movie, but they kind of brought that into like Robert Pattinson's version too, where his father was kind of like in that world too.
Yeah.
You know, and
they did that in Joker too. Like
they did.
They made Thomas Wayne kind of more of a fucking uppity rich bitch. You know what I mean? Like
have you guys seen the second one? I haven't watched it.
I don't want to.
Me neither. I love the first one too much to have it ruined.
I'm curious. I am curious. I will probably break down and probably view it at some point in the near future because there's some nights I just get kind of bored and I don't feel like playing Red Dead. I don't feel like playing Ghost of Tsushima. So I'll just turn on my Xbox and
I finally started it, by the way.
What's that? Ghost
Tsushima? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm whipping fucking ass on that game right now, dude.
It starts a little slow, but keep with it.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's the first and only game I've ever platinumed.
It's just no shit.
Yeah, I'm not big into the trophies, but that one I finished it after doing everything, and I was like, I'm not done. You know what? I'm just gonna go chase the trophies now because I just want to keep.
Wow, interesting. Yeah.
It makes it work. Well, and it makes it worthwhile. It really does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I love I think I said this last week. I love writing the poetry, writing the haikus. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I love that element of the game where you get to write basically your own haikus, and like that's fucking. I was like, you know, being a warrior poet, you know, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Beaudette, you were telling me about a book you were reading. Tell us about it. I know it's something Jay might actually find interesting too.
Yeah, so I had told Jay about it a few days ago because I wanted to mention it on the podcast. This is a great platform and a great audience for this book because of the premise alone. So, long story short, without the spoiler, easy synopsis, right? It's a Coast Guard veteran and his ex-girlfriend's cat. His cat escapes one day or one night. He goes outside to get the fucking cat, and everything in the world that has a roof, so a car, you know, patio, houses, buildings, everything, simultaneously and instantly gets sucked into the ground, inside of the earth. And what happens is a giant 18-floor dungeon is created. And humanity is given, everyone who was inside is instantly killed. The only survivors are whoever was outside at the time.
Huh.
Everyone's given a choice. You have like 15 minutes to enter the dungeon or you're going to die. And once you enter the dungeon, if you fight your way down to the 18th floor, you can save your world, or else it's going to be destroyed for resources. Now, the twist...
That's so cool.
The twist is that everyone that's inside of this dungeon is part of an intergalactic fucking game show / reality show that gets broadcasted across all of space.
You just sold me.
It's like fucking it's like some Rick and Morty fucking interdimensional cable shit.
Yes. Now, as like serious and just like terrifying of a concept that sounds, it's a comedy series. It's fucking hilarious. Like it's like the first book that I think has ever like made me legitimately laugh out loud. And
I like that.
Because it's just like the dude's in like a house coat, his boxers and flip-flops, trying to go get this fucking cat, and all of a sudden he's trying to like fight goblins and earn power-ups and get loot, and everything in it works like a video game. So like they earn achievements. When they earn achievements, they get loot boxes.
I love it. I love the concept. I love how this is sounding.
So this is the first book. It's called Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I finished it on Friday, and I'm already almost done the second book, and the third one actually comes in the mail today. And
how many are there?
There's 7 out of a planned 10.
Holy fuck!
So that's 10 seasons of a show right there.
Yeah, and like even reading the second book now, seeing how much it grows from the first book is insane. Like the author doesn't play all the cards at once. And he's very much growing the universe as the books go on. But dude, when I say it's fucking hilarious, I mean it is so goddamn funny. Because what they did was
Planet Mojo.
They mention it in the book how they watch the planets very closely for years before they do this. So when they're writing up the achievements and the loot boxes, everything is written and explained to them in a way that like humanity would understand.
Yeah.
So like, so like, I don't know, like an achievement would be like, yeah, the bosses come out of their rooms now. Welcome to the second floor, bitch. like it's written in a way that like the planet that they're inhabiting would understand, and it's fantastic, man.
Did either of you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy back in the day?
No.
Yes,
you did.
I read the first one,
Okay.
but it's very. I see it get compared to that a lot. It's very much like if I had to name 3 things that it reminds me of, it's Squid Game, Hunger Games, and Hitchhiker's Guide.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's a great mix too.
Mixed into like a Dungeons and Dragons type.
Where is the
idea.
author? Where's the author from?
I don't know where he's from. His name is Matt Dinneman, and he started the series typing it and posting it online during COVID, and it got huge through Patreon. Then got published.
Good for
and
him.
Yeah, now you can't find a bad review for the book. I mean, I can't recommend it enough, man. It's so fucking funny. Like on a scale from 1 to go to Barnes and Noble today, like 10. Like I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah.
He's from Washington.
I might check that out.
He's from Washington State.
Okay.
Washington. Okay.
He's an American. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but like it has fucking heart. Like it really is like at its core just about overcoming the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. And like I don't like reading the books with the jacket on. So like I take the jacket off and the first thing you see, which is great, is just "You will not break me."
I love it.
I like that. And I'm a fan of that too. I always take the covers off too. I love the hard book covers because they usually have a nice engraving on them.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels better when you're hanging on to it like a baby, you know?
If you're a fan of like any fantasy and video games and you hate reading, I think you would legitimately like this book. And if you love reading in those things, it's even better.
Right.
See, that's cool. And like it's like a good like I was saying to you earlier, it's a good concept for a game, TV show, movie. I mean, that's 10 movies. Well, I would prefer 10 seasons of a show. You know,
right.
Because you get more story, or you could do so much more with that. But that's going to be something I'm going to put on the list. And from what I'm reading on like some of the interwebs here, they're calling it like it's literally like a turn-based dungeon game.
Yeah.
That you're reading as it's happening.
Yes. Yep. Kind of. Yep.
Now, but I also go ahead. My bad.
Oh, sorry. No, you're fine.
I was also saying that I like the concept of like there's like a reality show within this. Like I'm a huge reality show guy, and I had said a couple weeks ago that Squid Game 2, the season 2 of Squid Game had a lot of like reality TV tropes in it. Yeah, and like if you're a reality fan, you'll see it. You know the camera angles. I really am. Check out the reality joint, but like those. I feel like a lot of writers and a lot of producers and just a lot of people in general are starting to see the value that reality TV has. And it's not the drama, it's the actual games themselves. For example, because the when you play games, whether it's like a Big Brother or Traders or a Hunger Games, there's going to be drama with it all together. And that's what makes the show. But the real story is the winner and how the winner got to win. And I think that's something special. And when you add reality television styles of perspectives into books, television, video games, I think that it brings a little more grounded immersion into the story as well.
It does. And with this too, like they fight like boss battles, like there are bosses you have to fight. And but like
great.
But some of them are like goofy models like of like social commentary. Like he fights something called the Crack Karen, where it's like this huge fat like fucking Karen type person like with tentacles that like but again there's like
awesome.
Are you sure he just didn't get dropped off in Kansas City?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
The Crack Karen, and that could go so many ways too. That's
yeah.
Hey, it's Crack Karen. Oh my God, it's the Crack Karen.
I don't want to give too much of the book away, but it is it's fantastic. I told Jay, I was like, I haven't been this excited about a book series in a real long time. So it's exciting to find something that kind of sits well.
But I have
Yeah.
to check it out. The last book I was read the last book I read recently. Well, I guess I'm done because I just have like the epilogue left. Yeah, I'm done with the book. Is Wool.
Mhm.
And Wool, Wool is it's about a group of people in a silo. They don't know how they got in the silo. They don't know how long they've been in the silo. They just know that they're in the silo and they can't get out. And if you get out, you can't come back in. So
Oh, okay.
it's like it's a dystopian story.
Sounds like From. You guys watch From?
No.
Oh,
I'm not familiar with From. What's that?
I've got to watch From. That's
what service is it on? Like, who carries it?
I think it's AMC Plus.
Huh.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can. It's only 3 seasons, but I'm sure you. It's not done yet. It's planned 5. But
it's got my boy from fucking from Oz.
Yeah. But they so like people like road trip, they end up in this town. There's like a tree that's across the road and they're like, "Oh shit, we can't go this way." They turn around and somehow they're in the town again. So once you cross through this town, there's no way you can fucking leave.
Yeah.
It's like in the Mouth of Madness. You guys remember that movie?
Kind of. Yeah. But it's very it's from like the producers of Lost.
Okay.
But
yeah, I can see right now.
One of the actors was in Lost, and he said, "I'm not doing that show unless you tell me that this is actually fucking going somewhere." Yeah. Unlike that last fucking show. And he's like, "Nope."
Piece of shit.
He's like, "Nope. This is going to be 5 seasons. We know all the details. We know how it's going to end." And apparently, they've said that we already have all the answers. We just don't know we have them, which is fantastic because there's a lot of weird shit that happens in that show. Yeah.
I will never forget the collective scream from coming from the United States of America the night that Lost the series ended, because we're like what like we waited like all these seasons for all this fucking shit, and
social media wasn't a huge thing then, so you can imagine people going outside of their yards and start smashing their trash cans, throwing them all over the place.
I was glad. I had watched bits and pieces of the show, but never really got into it, and I was glad that I hadn't wasted my time. I remember just feeling vindicated that I didn't waste my goddamn time on that.
Yeah, show. I never watched it. Do you remember Koenig Summer?
Yeah,
I do.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So she posted on Facebook that she saw Journey live, right?
Uh-huh.
And when they were playing "Don't Stop Believing," the power of the stadium completely cut out. Like all the lights. And I said, I was like, "Damn, you got to see the season or the series finale of The Sopranos live." Like, that's sick.
Have you guys kept in touch?
I just like I see her shit on Facebook. That's about it.
Yeah, it's about the same for me. It's like she looks like she's doing good, man. I love seeing the 50 boat homies, dude. Like online and on Facebook. I don't keep it in as good a touch with really fucking anybody, for being honest. But it's always good to see. Fort Leonard Wood was a very, very special time and place when we were there, and so most of my happy army memories come from Fort Leonard Wood.
Right.
When I got to Fort Carson and when I started doing the infantry thing, shit got a lot stricter. So
right,
but we had some good fucking time at Fort Leonard Wood. We were blessed.
Yeah. We were also the watched, and like we became the watchers.
Yes.
And
let's let it not go without saying that when we were privates and specialists and junior enlisted soldiers, even when we were running around being crazy, we weren't stupid about it. And for the most part, we stayed the fuck out of trouble.
Yeah.
Which goes a long fucking way with leadership. And when you become an NCO, and then when you become an NCO, you're like, okay, this is your left and right limit. If you go outside of them, you're fucked. And I know because I was there. I know because I was there. I used to be your fucking rank. Yeah. So all I'm asking you to do is stay right in between here. If you go outside on this way or outside on this way, you're fucked. Like
go bowling, but put the bumpers up. You know?
Yeah. I never cared if my Joes partied in the barracks. I didn't fucking care who they were seeing, who they were dating, who they're fucking. It's none of my goddamn business.
And if you're not going to use the bumpers, use the dinosaur tail, you know?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's like, it's not hard. It is not hard to stay the fuck out of trouble. It's like, I'm 44 fucking years old now. I take an Uber to the fucking bar and I take an Uber fucking home.
Right.
Because it's not fucking hard, kids. It's not fucking hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. To this day, you know, we talk about responsibility, accountability, you know, being accountable for your own fucking actions. You know what I mean? And we had a good crew. We had a good fucking crew at Fort Leonard Wood. We were very lucky. We really were.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Not every company had the morale that we did. You know, and a lot of it was because we hung out all the time, not just at work. We hung out after hours all the fucking time.
Oh, dude, not even the company, the battalion. The morale in the battalion was just, it was one big happy fucking battalion.
Yeah.
For the most part. I don't know if we were.
For a while.
Yeah. Army happy.
Army happy. Yeah. Not.
Yeah.
You know, it's real funny. Like, Jay said, I was once your rank too. It's so funny how you could say that. And like, it's literally the exact equivalent. I was your age once too. And
basically,
the funny part is that person who is higher ranked than you could be about 10 years older than you. Mm-hmm. And you don't even realize, like, oh,
yeah, they've been through it too. They've been through it too. I mean, Christ, I joined the Army so goddamn late in life. I was fucking 10 years older than a lot of my peers. I was 10 years older.
Yeah.
And I was a, you know, PV2, PFC, fucking, specialist E4, you know, going through the breaks at Fort Leonard Wood and downrange in Afghanistan. But my peer group was fucking 23, 24, 25. You know what I mean? And like when me and Chris met, Chris wasn't even fucking 21 at the time. He hadn't even. He was 19. Yeah, fucking 19. And I'm sitting here in my 30s, like, hey kid, you want to drink some Jack and Cokes? You know what I mean? Like, that's the fucking Army. But we didn't get in fucking trouble. We didn't get in fucking trouble, did we? You know
I am your age. Well, the age that you were when you met me is the age that I am now.
Yeah. And how fast time flies, does it not?
What?
That's crazy.
How fast time flies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 37 in May. Like
the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Smash mouth.
Do you hear that, Chino? man, what a day. But before we get out of here, are you watching any good shows right now? Anything exciting that we should probably be checking out?
So I know me and you talked about Severance. If you haven't watched Severance is now's the time. 2 seasons are done. You're not going to have to wait.
I'm going to hook up Jay with my credentials so he could watch that. I think he would. We were talking how Jay needs a mind bender, and Severance is that mind bender.
Chris is like the original. Like, he knows how fucking fickle and picky my ass is when it comes to entertainment. And he has literally had to put up with me being a little bitch about what I watch and what I fucking ingest as far as like entertainment content. Like, and to his credit, he's been patient with me. And there's been a few times he's like, Jay, just shut the fuck up and check this out. And I'll be like, okay. And I'm like, hey, Chris, it's fucking great, you know. And a lot of times it is. But
are you tracking like what the premise of Severance is? So Severance is there's a company called Lumen. Now, what they do is they inject something into your brain that separates your work life from your personal life.
Yeah, John's been talking about this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Totally worth it, man. Other than that, my wife and I don't know if I don't have my man card here, but there's a show called The White Lotus.
Stop, because this show has been haunting me and my wife because we just watched 1923. And Murray Bartlett is in the last episode, and he plays a piece of shit in that last episode. Okay. And I heard of Murray Bartlett from The Last of Us, and he's one of the guys on the White Lotus, and people keep on like it keeps on showing up on my ads. It shows it's on my TV right now. Like it's showing up everywhere, and now you're talking about it. I have to start watching it now.
So the premise of the show is a little different. Every season, so what the White Lotus is, it's like a rich people resort, right? Now they have them like all over the world, whatever. So the first season takes place at the White Lotus in Hawaii. The second season takes place at a White Lotus in Italy, and the third season is now in Thailand. And the overall concept is like the social commentary on it is like rich white people being pieces of shit. But every season always starts with a dead body, and the season progresses to how that dead body got there and who it is.
Shit.
Now the first season is it's funny. It's good. There's a lot of drama. It's kind of a chick show.
I heard it's kind of like a sarcastic comedy.
It is, yeah. Now the second season I didn't like as much because it got too into like romantic drama. But the third season is like back on that like silly, not silly, like a real black comedy type thing, dark comedy, like like it's funny. It's like it's not funny for them, but it's funny because you're watching these rich white people do it and go through it. That kind of comedy, yeah. But it's good. And now that there's 3 seasons or characters from like each season are kind of getting sprinkled in, and they're slowly threading along all of the seasons, where the first 2 seemed very their own story, except for one character. But it's good. We enjoy it. Yeah, it keeps us watching.
It's so weird because like you have, there's the algorithm, right? You scroll through your phone, you have all these things come up, but like literally everywhere I'm going, there's White Lotus shit everywhere, man.
Yeah, and it's a real big show right now. Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing. Like, and I'm gonna check that. I have time to watch a couple things. I'm currently just finished Severance, which was great. Daredevil's on right now, which is, I think probably gonna be the best comic book show of the year.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that one to finish, and then I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm only saying it because it's very much like it's filmed like a comic book. With its panels, the way that how like when you look at a comic book and you see like how some of the panels look with some of the shots, it reminds you of like, wow, I'm watching a comic book come to life right now. And that's why I'm really enjoying Daredevil. It's very gritty, it's very dark, it's really good. It's really good. And then I just started Dope Thief, which it's that looks it was like a last impromptu like, oh, this show is out, there's 3 episodes, let's check it out. I usually boast about something that I'm watching, but I never really talk about shows that I'm not 100% sold on yet. I'm not 100% sold on this one yet. 3 episodes in, and it's about 2 best friends who dress up as DEA agents and they rob small-time drug dealers. And
people in Tucson were doing that shit when I fucking lived there, dude.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I'm not joking.
It might be an influence. They would literally put on fucking cop uniforms and fucking raid stash houses. Yeah, and that's what they're doing in this show. And you can, and obviously, like all tropes go, they robbed the wrong house, But it's gotten deeper than that. It's federal stuff now, but like I'm not. It doesn't have me yet, It's got one of the actors from the Civil War movie, which I thought was a fantastic movie. I don't know if you guys have watched that. But A24 is coming out with another military movie called Warfare.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm very excited. I think that comes out in like 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks. It comes out April 11th.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dope Thief is a good one. I'm really enjoying that. Severance. And then we just started a movie last night called The Gorge, which is also on Apple TV.
Yeah, I saw trailers for that. I don't know how I felt about it.
I'm 20 minutes in. I'm still figuring it out. I'll keep you posted.
I watched the Netflix release a documentary about the Joplin tornado in 22.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I watched that too. Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It was okay. It was kind of rough. It was kind of rough watching. basically everybody that they cover in this documentary were all like teenagers or in their early 20s when it occurred.
Yeah.
So you're kind of seeing young adults like our age and younger would be younger. They'd be younger than me, obviously, but your guys' age group, and you can still see that they're still traumatized by by the events of that day. And that part for me was kind of hard to watch.
We covered that a little bit, didn't we?
We've talked about weather events. I don't know about that specific documentary. I got bored this week. I've been, for the most part, kids, like your friendly neighborhood Jay has just been bullshitting around the house. You know what I mean? So I don't do a lot during the week right now.
A lot of masturbating.
A lot of masturbating, a lot of fucking smoking weed, playing video games. You know, I do some push-ups here and there, and I call it a fucking day.
Have you watched Substance yet? The Substance?
No, that shit looks fucking stupid. No.
The movie?
Yes, fucking movie, and fuck no. I'm not even wasting my goddamn time with that.
You should.
No, fuck no.
It looks good.
You should. You fucking should.
I heard it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Good cast.
Apparently it won some fucking Oscars. Yeah,
it's very good.
like that. You know what else won an Oscar, Chris? The fucking Hurt Locker. Okay, so I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it. All right,
believe it.
With respect to that movie and the participants who
I do not respect that movie.
Like,
hey Jay,
that shit.
Hey Jay,
what?
Shut the fuck up and watch The Substance.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. It doesn't interest me. It looks dumb as fucking shit. I read the synopsis. I don't know what. Chris, this is going to turn into another fucking
Batman. This is going to turn into a Batman thing.
Or what was the fucking TV show? Oh, Fallout. I made it fucking like 30 minutes into fucking.
Yeah, he didn't like Fallout.
Fuck Fallout. That was a waste of my fucking goddamn time, dude. Fuck that show, dude.
You didn't like Fallout? Was good. I thought Fallout was good.
If you played Fallout, apparently. I made it about 30 minutes and turned the fucking shit off, dude.
If you've never, yeah, it's. I would understand, like, if you've never played Fallout,
you know how fickle I am.
Does the ghoul remind you of him though? Like Jay is the ghoul.
Yeah. No, man, the substance is way better than it probably should be. Like, that's like you can't.
I keep hearing that.
The thing is, it's shot really well. Like the commentary on like what they're really trying to tell you about like our society is like fantastically done.
I can see some of those elements, but for
the acting was like top notch. Like it's a good movie.
Who is that? Jennifer Connelly and Margaret
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore. I'm sorry. I always mix those two up all the time.
I don't know. They're pretty brunettes. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, but it's nothing personal. It's literally like I read the synopsis, I looked into it a little bit, and I was like, it's not tickling in my spine at all. Like I'm just like, meh, pass.
There's some movies that I feel like, you know, there are some really good ideas in that movie to me, you know, obviously not to everybody, but to me it had like a good concept. Kind of like there was that weird Christian Bale movie that he did where he took his eye out in the movie. He was like a war veteran or something like that. It was a goofy movie. Played a really goofy character. I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah, I didn't watch the movie. I just know that he played this character, but like I kind of think that movie had a good concept of it because it must have not been that good because I can't remember it. But I'll get back to it. But yeah, guys, I just want to say we're coming up to the end of the show. Chris, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always fun to come on here. So,
and honestly, thank you for the insight on the tool in the sand, because I think that's something, you know, people only want to hear one side. You know,
people want to know, John. People want to be fucking miserable. Is what the fuck they want.
They want to be miserable too.
They want to spread their fucking bullshit like fucking herpes to everybody else, so everybody else can be as fucking miserable and in their goddamn lives as fucking they are. Okay, and that's that bullshit.
Isn't it funny when people use freedom of speech to lie? It's funny, but yeah. I know. That was a mistake.
I love you.
I love you too. But no, seriously, thank you for coming. We're happy that you're always willing to come on the show whenever you have time. You know, we love you. You're a great dude, and if let people know whatever final thought that you have, and then we'll get into the final thought. But
Yeah, I know, like, traditionally how the final thought kind of goes on the show, and unfortunately, I had to kind of go through that earlier this year. My best friend of about 25 years took his own life at the end of February. So fortunate to my unit, they let me go up and like say my final goodbyes to him. But it, it was one of those situations where he didn't let anyone know he was going through anything. No one knew what he was going through. And come to find out what weeks later in the notes and everything, it was some of the dumbest and simplest things that anyone, not anyone, but he there was anyone that could have helped him. There was plenty of things that could have been done to help him out of that situation, and unfortunately, he felt that that was the answer, and it never is the answer. So talk to anyone that is willing to listen, anyone that answers the phone. And if no one answers the phone, you're not done. You call the number that's going across the screen right now, 988 or 1-800-273-8255 talk. Yeah, we don't want to lose anyone else, okay? Especially for something like this. So
Absolutely. I just want to piggyback real quick too. We understand that there's been some issues just as of recently that there was some news that came out about a drop in the employee numbers
Yeah.
with the
How
national
the fuck did that
suicide.
happen? How the fuck
Yeah,
did that happen?
yeah. Now we just want you guys to know that this, even though that is happening, that doesn't mean that there's not anyone there. There are still
Correct.
people there that are waiting for your call. If there are some wait times, I mean if there is, that's gotta suck. But I also want to add into it. We usually don't bring this up too, but there are other options, and some of them are like paid subscriptions, like BetterHelp and stuff like that. If you're having, there are so many options, and if you're having an issue getting in touch with the National Suicide Hotline, or for any reason due to this week's happenings, um, look for, there are many. There's BetterHelp. There's talks. I'll get a list for you. I will get a list, and I will put it in the link in the description when I upload the episode and all that stuff. But
we talk often enough. Your friendly neighborhood Jay is in like year 6 of like therapy. I am probably most likely, however long I live from now until forever, I am probably going to be in therapy for the rest of my life. It is almost a foregone conclusion. I will be in some type or some form of therapy probably for the rest of my life. It might even be down the road when I get older, I might need a fucking caretaker. Like my brain's been rattled a few times. So eventually somewhere down the road, I might have to have somebody come and fucking wash my dishes for me or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna fucking quit. I will call. I've called fucking Chris. I've called fucking John. Okay. I've called some of the homies back in Arizona. I've called some of the fucking homies here in Kansas City. Okay. I've called other people that I know and love from the Army. I have bad nights. A bad night is not a reason to give the fuck up. Okay. A bad week, a bad season, a bad fucking year. I don't give a fuck, kids. All right. If my fucking crunchy, folded, jaded ass can make it 44 fucking years and keep going, you motherfuckers can too. And we love you dearly. Okay. We three of us and Joe not being here today would make 4, have fucking seen too much death. We have seen too much. Okay. And we are tired of going to fucking funerals. Okay. We're tired of it because it breaks our heart. It breaks our soul. Okay. There's usually kids involved now because of our ages. There's usually kids involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's devastating. It devastates families. It devastates communities. Okay. When you check out for good, there's no takesies backsies. Okay. It's a very final permanent solution to a very temporary motherfucking problem. Okay. My fucking car has been broken down for like months at this point. I'm having a hard time fucking finding a new one. Okay. It's kind of depressing sometimes, but you ain't going to see me fucking roll over and show my belly just because I can't fucking drive a car right now. I'm just going to fucking saddle up and try again tomorrow. Okay. Like there's always a solution. It's never that one. That's all I can say. It's never that. That is never a fucking solution. Okay. Not
Absolutely.
fucking, not allowed. Not allowed. Sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about. We get deep. This is the time when we get deep, and when you feel it, you have to say it. But
I've been to too many funerals, and again, because of my age, almost all of them are younger than me, and it pisses me. It pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah,
especially when they're younger than me. Pisses me the fuck off.
Agreed.
I love them all, but I reserve the right to be angry about it too. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you're only human, right? And guys,
believe it or not, I'm not a fucking machine.
Man, who would have known? Jay's a human.
Chris could probably tell you some stories of me and my PT and ass fucking when I was in better shape back in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like he got to see me in top form. So
fuck yeah. Well, Chris, again, thank you for coming. Squillini,
yeah, thank you guys.
We will see you next week.
Yes,
Jay, we'll see you next week.
You will.
And we'll be back next week with DD214 Bingo. I got a nice little bingo card, Chris. I'll send it to you too.
Please do.
I'm gonna try to have because I'm working on. I got my sublimation printer, so we're working on some sticker sets and stuff like that. So, we're gonna play some DD214 Bingo next week, guys. So we love you guys. We'll see you in 168 hours. Black socks, okay? Remember too. Glasses need to be regulated, okay? They need to be correct. They need to be prescribed by the doctor only.
Oh, and I wanted to congratulate a couple of my infantry brothers, specifically from here on our friend of the show, Ronnie J. They now have the Master Infantryman's badge. So because they have a combat infantry badge and an expert infantry badge, they
get both. Yeah.
If you have both, if you earned both, they've combined them now, and there's a new badge out. I wanted to congratulate some of my infantry brothers on that. Also the combat medics, and also it'll be for the cab. They'll have one for the cab, but the showrunner is the Master Infantryman's badge. And congratulations to some of my brothers picking that up. I've already seen it. Dude, my boys are fucking squared away, dude. It's like they've already got the shit fucking sewn on, and I'm like, that looks pretty. That looks. It does.
Pretty. And then, hey, and goodbye.
Cobalis.